We are live. We are live. We are live. We are back in the studio together.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you believe that it was just a week ago that you were in your car?
Had a
I
flat.
was here. The lighting was horrible.
Time is flying, isn't it?
When I said, was that just last week?
I mean, wow, man.
Wow, it was just last week, but it seems so far ago, so long ago.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's just last week.
Things that just happened seem so far ago, a long time ago, and things that happened a long time ago seem like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yes.
mean, really, I mean, so that says a lot. If so, what it really means that if you are um if you moving in the right direction, it's coming up fast. But if you ain't doing nothing, man, that's coming up fast too. You know what I mean?
It sure is.
I mean, if you're not planting seeds so you can prosper, that means you're getting broke fast.
Real quick, and you're aging. Before you know it, you're like, dang, I was just in high school. Now I'm 60.
Exactly.
Now I'm 60 with nothing.
Yesterday, I went to the dentist to get, just a cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I was sitting in the dentist. Where you at? Like I never go. I'm pretty up on my dentist. Well, everybody in my family has
I'm just saying
dentures, and I ain't getting dentures on my family. I refuse to get them. So
do people still get that? Oh yeah, now they're
course.
getting veneers. They made that a thing.
Right.
But no, I was saying good job because you're still taking care of yourself.
Of course. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I just came off my 30-day eating one today. Yesterday I had some broccoli, for lunch. And
so you're eating more than once a day now?
Yeah.
Because we having a party Friday and Monday.
Yeah, I know.
Friday, and Tuesday. Friday and Tuesday. Two parties, party.
Friday, Antonio.
All you gotta do is show up.
But what's Tuesday?
Valentine's Day.
Oh my goodness, Casey, you such into these little days.
Remember last year we had a nice Valentine's party in the office? We were in there for hours talking.
You should bring Monopoly. I like that.
It's great for bonding.
Bring Monopoly.
And my son has early release too, so he'll be there to whoop you up again.
Yeah. Yeah, I always get better. Things get better with me with time.
Right, you get better.
First time I played Monopoly in 40 years, my grandson just is talking a lot of trash, whoop me up.
Big talk.
Bring the Monopoly then,
okay,
right?
So Friday and Tuesday.
But I was in the dentist, I see, and I was sitting there, and I was realizing I was just reminiscing, and I was thinking about honestly being true for myself. As she was drilling and doing a deep clean, right? And I said, "Oh my goodness!" I took myself back and I just like reflected on when did I start really knowing what was going on in life. I think honestly, I think I was just going through the phase and just doing it like the everyday battery, just eating and just going through life.
Eat, sleep, food. Eat, sleep, food. Watch TV.
I think I didn't start realizing and try to figure out what was really going on. Probably until I was like between the 9th and 10th grade.
That's still very early.
Yeah.
There's some 40-year-olds that don't know.
I know.
So 9th and 10th grade, I'm thinking you're going to be like at 61. I figured it. I can't. We wouldn't be here if it took until 61.
No way.
Right? But 9th and 10th grade is still fairly early.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But some people, because only reason why in the 10th grade I started saying, okay, what is going on? Because I had 2 more years. So I had to get out into the world, graduate, and decide what I'm gonna be. That's when I started looking around, saying, "Okay, how do things work? What is what?" Before that, man, I didn't even care. I was happy and dumb.
I think in school you're supposed to just be happy and having a good time. That's the last time that you're going to be able to do that.
No, but they put a lot of pressure on you about them A's and B's. And
all that. But it means nothing.
No, but I know that's how I felt. But I'm saying even right now, from middle school to high school, they put a lot of pressure on you, and your self-esteem can get lost and low. You can think that's how kids drop out. They think they're not nothing because, this curriculum that, they put before you is so important. It defines you and all that. I never bit into that, but I was having a good time. But I didn't know nothing. I tell you, by the time I got in 10th grade, I said, okay, it's 11th grade. I got to do something. Luckily, I had a trade that I really could do next, draw. I did architectural design. That's because I like to draw buildings. But most of my friends didn't have nothing. So by the time they figured it out, by the time we was out of school, we hadn't graduated, and I don't think we could spell nothing. I don't think we could spell Tallahassee. We was all in Florida.
Wow,
you know what I mean? But we didn't care. We was happy and dumb and
having a good time, right?
But then what happened? A lot of them for 12 years in school didn't really learn anything because you don't really learn how to think in school. You really don't. You know that, right? Teaching you about Geronimo or grading you on the birthday of Abraham Lincoln or George Washington, you know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
Bunker Hill. I mean,
You're dating yourself.
that has nothing to do with how you're going to learn how to
Operate in
take
the
care of
world,
yourself.
yeah.
What's a mortgage? What's rent?
So we started today and we didn't even tell the newcomers because we know we have a lot of loyal listeners and watchers and all that. And thank y'all so much for being here. But we also have newbies. We are picking up new followers, new subscribers, new watchers every day, and they have no clue who we are.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. I just
That's
started thinking about it.
okay.
I was just at that dentist yesterday and I was reminiscing and saying, man, so many people don't know nothing.
So tell the people who
Okay,
you are.
I'm Robert
Who are
Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I'm the president and founder of the Henderson Financial Group. And this is back in 1990. Before I started the Henderson Financial Group, I worked for the firm for 11 years. And I was the only person of color in that firm. I didn't really care because I was after the hunt, trying to figure out how to make this money and how to make it grow and understand. Yeah, I was awake. I was awakening, I was awakened from desire. But yes, so I've been in the financial service business probably like 37, 38 years. It's my beautiful daughter, Hyacinth. She's been working with me for almost 22 years now.
Can you believe it?
Time is, I mean, you didn't know anything, but then you became.
When did I not know anything? I think I came out the womb knowing something.
There we
Toot,
go.
toot,
There we go.
toot.
There we go.
I don't like the sound of that. You ain't know nothing.
You didn't know nothing.
Okay, back to your introduction. I'm listening.
Okay, all right. So
Me.
Okay,
Introduce
so
me.
we specialize.
You forgot to introduce me.
Okay, my daughter Hyacinth,
Yes.
my beautiful daughter Hyacinth. She's a licensed stockbroker,
Tell
she's
us
a licensed
more.
financial advisor, licensed insurance advisor, and she's pretty sharp. And you also do a lot of podcasts and stuff, right? Energy stuff. You're all into the vibe and
Yeah.
the retrogrades and all that kind of stuff.
Gatorade.
I introduced my children to universal law a long time ago. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today. What'd you say, Gatorade?
Gatorade. Retrograde. Gatorade.
Yeah,
All the
retrograde.
same. All the AIDS.
And I smell like green juice. You smell like
This
some
is-
celery or something.
It's actually, I
So-
have my 32 ounces of celery juice already before I left. This is actually 4 cucumbers. This is cucumber juice.
Oh, okay. What's that do? Do something to you? I know it do something.
Why would I be drinking it if
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
want to do something to me? I'd eat a burger. Cucumber juice is very hydrating. It hydrates the cells in your body and it keeps you young and gives you
She's trying
that
to stay.
youthful-
She's trying to stay on the planet a long time.
Absolutely.
She's trying to stay on the planet a very long time.
At least
till
till 90.
you got to make sure that you are. The 90 is
At
gonna fly
least.
by.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter will be 70 then.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Like Social Security
Mhm.
and Medicare, they thought more people going to be dead at 62, 65. That's nothing now. You die at 62 or 65, like you're young. People living now to 90.
No,
like
no,
it's
I get
nothing.
it. But they live in 90 and they broke down too, right? They
What
like,
do you mean broke down?
they like,
They can't move?
can't-
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
hydration.
Yeah, so you're not eating all the macaroni and
Cucumbers.
cheese with potato salad and rice all in
Nah,
one setting.
nope, nope.
You're not clogging up your arteries.
No,
You're trying to live.
I'm hydrating my cells.
Well, the reason why don't you think that the reason why you feel like that because
'Cause
you
of
have
you.
something? Well, definitely because of me.
Because of you,
It's
right?
definitely because of me. Because
Um,
you feel like you have something. You want to get all the good. And you want to enjoy
yeah, I'm
it.
not done.
Right.
I want to keep exploring. I'm like,
But I bet if you was poor, broke down, I bet you would be trying to live long. You wouldn't care. You'd be like, when I die, I die.
right. Maybe that's why they do things to accelerate their
They do.
time here.
They do.
And I like the way you think about that. I do things to extend my
thinker.
time here
Forward thinker. You must be, yeah.
because I want to be here.
Yeah. And you want to be feeling good and
Yeah.
be able to get up and get on the plane and,
Yes.
take your trips all around the world and stuff. You want to be able to move and not.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's why you're drinking that celery. And what
It's
else?
cucumber.
Cucumber.
4 cucumbers straight. No,
All right.
nothing else.
So last week we talked about 12. The week before that, you should go back and check it out. It's the
What are we talking about?
the
Six laws of
the,
karma?
the 12 laws of karma. I really like that one. And then we just started talking about the 12 universal laws. And the reason why I want to talk about this because as I was growing up, and like I said, when I ain't know nothing, sounds like 10th grade, I started trying to figure out what is going on. And I knew there was something that most people didn't talk about. There was some this vibration, this energy. And I was trying to find divine order. I mean, I was trying to look for some divinity, some invisible things that you can't see. This energy, I needed help, divine intervention, I should say. And then I stumbled on the universal laws. If you obey these laws, and it's a way to live and how to prosper, and they will work for you. And I found out, I said, man, why people not talking about this more? Why wouldn't have this in school curriculum about the universal laws and how to stay in tune with them and how do they work for you? And it's like, no, because in America, the educational system basically is geared toward making you a modern day slave, making you work for little wages and make, them rich, basically. And they told us that to go to school, get a good job,
And work hard.
and work
You
hard
got to work real hard.
and get a mortgage,
And that's how you get
live
ahead.
a house, you know what I mean? And that's it, and retire. And as when I was a little kid, that didn't seem so inviting to me.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
good for you for recognizing that at a young age. Nikola Tesla says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you must understand energy, frequency, and vibration. And when you understand energy, frequency, and vibration, you understand that you do not have to work hard. You do not have to do everything that they groomed you and primed you to do in school in order to get rich or wealthy or be successful or be happy. And the evidence of that is, lots of people, at least 10 people in your life right now who are working hard, who have been working hard, and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. They are still not able to make their ends meet. They are still living a life that you do not desire. Maybe it's a life that they're fine with, but you don't look at their life and say, yep, I want that for myself. And so if you find that that's the case, then you will enjoy today's topic. It is a carryover from last week's topic and a carryover from the topic the week before. So we're going to get into the last 6 of the 12 universal laws, because you've got to understand energy, frequency, and vibration so that you can kind of hack your way through this thing. I don't want to do everything linear. I don't want to do it the hard way. I don't want to work hard forever. I want to rise above and do something different. So last week we left off on the 5th law. The 6th law is
first just go briefly, just tell some people, some newcomers, what was the first law?
Okay, let's go back. Absolutely.
Recap.
So you got time today. You got time today?
Well, just read last week, on episode, if you watching the episode, of movie,
oh, yeah,
whatever,
they do show you
last week. This is what happened.
A preview,
right?
Of
they recap what happened last on the series, what happened, what took place, and then now today we're here. So just do that.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I just started kind of watching TV again.
Y'all welcome.
They do. On last week's episode, we discussed the first 6 laws of the universe.
Yes.
First law is the law of divine oneness. The second law is the law of energy or vibration. The third law is the law of action. The fourth law is the law of correspondence. The fifth law is the law of cause and effect. And the sixth law is the law of compensation. Are we ready to get started with this week's episode?
Yes. So now we up to this week's episode. And it's, what is the 5th law?
6.
The 6th law?
The law of compensation. The law of compensation comes after the law of cause and effect, where blessings has come into our lives through various gifts, through various forms, such as gifts, money, and friendship. You will get what you give. In other words, karma. Whenever someone smiles, your mood instantly changes. Be generous and donate what you have, and those things will come back.
The law of compensation reminds me a lot of the laws of cause and effect. What you do. In other words, think of a farmer. Think of a farmer, and we all are farmers. Believe it or not, we are metaphorically, we're farmers. Just thinking, because we're either planting or you're not planting. You're either going to have a nice harvest or you're not going to have nothing. Some people say, oh my God, look what I earned. Look what I got. That's because you did something in order to do it. So cause and effect. What did you cause in order to get that effect? Because everything that you receive is an effect of something that took place. Now, the reason why we're going over these universal laws again, because we're trying to give you an edge. Because most CEOs, people that are very prosperous, I'm not talking about people who just hit the lottery. They might have used part of the universal law to attract that, and it was heavily into it. But you got to be able to sustain it and keep it. It's easy to get something, but can you keep it? It's easy to be in the lead, but can you continue to be in the lead? It's easy to be fat and get skinny, but can you continue to be skinny? That's what it is, being persistent. That's where it comes in. So the cause and effect, that's in each and every one of our lives. I don't care what color, black, white, green, fat, skinny, English, France, language, whatever you are. is part of who you are, and you are engulfed in it, and it's all around you. So it would behoove you to really understand these laws. Now, they're not going to teach you these laws. No one is going to say, okay, today in college or today in high school, we're going to talk to you about understanding the law of cause and effect. Because if they do that, it will mess up the system. This system that we're in, that I would say, if you don't know somebody, you better ask somebody. And if you don't ask somebody, you're going to have a life of wonderment, wondering why this, why that, why I ain't, why this, why did they do me like this, why, and just trying to, and then you get depressed. So when you start understanding these laws, wisdom is going to open up to you. And it is the first sign of wisdom is to ask, seek, and knock, and I promise you the door will be open. But you got to do something. You can't do like when I was, think about high school. When I was yesterday in that when I was laying in the dentist chair, sitting in the dentist chair, and she was drilling, doing my deep cleaning. I was saying, man, all my friends that I loved so much growing up, man, we played sports, it was funny, some of them was natural comedians, and I had a good time, but 90% of them didn't make it. A lot of them dead, a lot of them in jail. The ones that are around, they're hard laborers. I mean, we're like 64, 65 years old, and they doing hard labor. I mean, they one paycheck from being homeless. And I can understand, because being the system that we're in does not teach you. You have to really be self-taught. I want to say this again. It's very important for each and every one of us to be self-taught. What I mean by that, to seek truth and hang and be around people who you see are prospering and ask a lot of questions. But if you tune into this thing called the universal laws, the invisible laws, they'll help you. And cause and effect is one of them that's very important. Number 6 was the law of compensation. That leads right into cause and effects. Mm-hmm. The law of compensation. What you put in is what you get out of life. So I started saying we all are like farmers. The problem is a lot of people want to get something for nothing.
The example that you give, and I love when you illustrate it. Maybe you can use it today. The one of the wood burning stove. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course I do.
Of course you have.
Yes, of course I do. It's here. It's here.
So share it with the people today. I think it'll demonstrate the law of compensation quite well.
Okay, once upon a time, use your imagination, get a visual. Once upon a time, there was this wooden stove, and it was in a cabin. And that day it was so cold, and the man woke up and it was freezing inside of the cabin. The temperatures had just turned overnight below zero. And he went to the stove and he said, oh my God, I need to get some heat. So he looked at the stove and he looked around the cabin and he said, oh my God, there is no wood in this cabin. And he said, it's so cold, I don't want to go outside and chop wood in order to bring it back and put it inside the stove so it will give me some heat. Well, he talked to the stove. He says, I know, I'm clever, I'm good looking. I'm good with speech, and I think I can con this stove. So he talked to the stove. He said, Mr. Stove, I'm cold. If you would give me some heat, stove, first, and warm me up, then I will be able to go outside and chop some wood and give it to you. But first, I need you to give me heat, stove. And the stove said, according to universal law, I am not allowed, even though you look good, sound good, and that speech you gave is good and humbling. But the stove said, according to universal law, and the guy said, what is universal law? Well, he says, just one of the universal laws that you probably can identify with is the law of gravity. The law of gravity says if you go on top of a building and you jump off, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't care if you're the most beautiful person in the world. I don't care if you're the richest person in the world. If you go on top of a building, the law of gravity has to do its law. It's unmutable. It does not care about who you are of where you come from. If you go on, the law of gravity says if you go on top of a building and you jump off, you're going to go down. That's it. Unless you got a parachute, but you can go down. So that's a law. Okay. So he's come. Y'all got the law. So the law here, the stove says, you can talk to me until you're blue in your face, and I get you. But in order for you to get some heat, you got to first do something. You got to go out there and get the wood. When you get the wood, then I will give you the heat. So the wood is the cause. The effect is the heat. And you cannot twist them. One can't come before the other. So many people try to break this law, Heisey, you know?
Yeah, I love that you use this to illustrate the law of compensation, because oftentimes when people want more compensation, and compensation can be money or anything, whatever it is, when you want more, a lot of times people don't realize or don't want to do more or give more. Any level that you seek to go to so that you can achieve more, because we seek things and we desire things because we want the result. We want how it will make us feel. And oftentimes we're just thinking about that and not thinking about what you have to give. Like, I want to be the top YouTuber in all of the United States. Okay, so you just focus on that. Why am I not the top YouTuber of all the United States? Well, in order to be the top YouTuber in all of the United States, you're going to have to give a lot more.
Yes.
You cannot record one video a day.
Right.
You cannot just record one video a month. You're going to have to give a lot more. You're going to have to do certain things. So whatever it is that you desire, you want to receive in compensation, you must first look at yourself. In this example that Mr. Henderson illustrated, you have to say, what can I give the wood stove? I am in a log cabin. Do I have to go out into the freezing cold, into the blizzard? Do I have to go outside of myself, outside of my environment to go and chop wood? Or am I able to look around and see maybe there's some wood in the closet that I can use? Maybe I can cut a piece of wood from off the floor. Like, use your resources. And a lot of times people focus on what they want instead of focusing on what they must do, who they must be to be able to get the things that they want. So the law of compensation, go ahead. The law of compensation reminds you that in order for you to receive whatever it is you want to receive, you must give. And here's another one. You receive in accordance to your giving. Don't they tell y'all that in church?
Yes. Yes.
When they tell you to tithe, this is a scripture that go along with that.
You're not regular church. You have to go to a certain church. You have to go to a new thought
something.
church.
And it reminds me of Giver's Gain. Remember we did BNI years
same
ago?
Principle, same
and
principle.
I was terrified to publicly speak.
Yes, you were.
I was shaking in my boots.
You like, now look at
2015, maybe.
That's when it was. Yeah.
I was terrified. And the principle of BNI, Business Networking International, was Giver's Gain.
Right.
Giver's gain. The more you give, the more you gain. And the principle of that organization says you should be out there looking for people to refer
right
to your business partners. The people who are in the organization, you should be looking for people to refer to them. You should always be thinking and keeping them in mind, because once you refer somebody to them, naturally, they aren't even going to be aware of the feeling that's going to take place. They're going to want to give you something in return.
Now, as you was talking, I was getting this visual, daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The story about the stove, the wood, and the heat.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, it's nobody to blame.
Tell us more.
This is you and the stove. You want something the stove can give you, but the stove can give you heat, but not until you give it first.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it to give you the effect, which is the heat.
So when you say nobody's to blame, it's just you and you. Like, what you gonna do?
You can't say, Mom,
right.
I'm blaming my mama. I'm blaming my dad.
Phone, I'm call. Can you send me over some
wood?
Wood?
Right.
Can you bring me some wood? And so what happens is, let's say your neighbor can give you a piece of wood, right? It will only last temporarily.
That's right.
You will eventually have to go out and get your own wood. You'll eventually have to figure it out how to consistently feed the stove so that you can have consistent heat. This ties into people who say, well, what about the dope boy? What about the person doing fraud? How are they? They appear to be gaining. They appear to be receiving. Well, not necessarily. They got to keep going out and doing jail, risking their life and doing jail types of things in order to receive. And they are only receiving in the physical 3D, in the flesh. That karmic debt that they're accumulating, that's a whole nother story.
Yes. So when you look at law of compensation, there really is nobody to blame because it's a law. It really is. It's going to
It is
do
law.
what
Yeah.
it do. If I'm making $10 million and I said, okay, I need to make 20 million, I can't keep on doing what I did to make 10 million. I'm going to have to step it up if I want to make more money. That's the effect. You in other words, I'm going to break it down to you like if you're in a car and you're driving 40 miles an hour, if you want to get there, your destination faster, you got to drive 50 miles an hour. Can't blame anybody. That's just strict. That's a law. If you press the gas faster, you will show up and get there quicker because you gave it more gas. You cause the effect to happen. It's all you, man. It's all you. So when you look at the universal laws, that's why they don't care about black, white, blue, fat, skinny, Spanish, Greek,
Family history.
That's right.
Where you come
Your
from.
daddy was a drunk.
You
Your mom
raised in the
no,
projects.
no.
They don't care about that.
They're so good until it's all you. There's nobody to blame.
But you.
You have to press the gas pedal.
Yes. Let's move on to number 7.
Okay.
Law of attraction.
I love law of compensation.
It just makes sense.
Oh man, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense to me. I live off law of compensation, cause and effect.
Yeah.
I live off that. Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
The law of attraction. And this is one that a lot of people like to skip steps and jump right to.
Mhm.
Like, I just want to attract. I saw the movie, I see on social media people talking about attracting and manifesting. I saw The Secret. I just want to attract. So they skip steps and they jump, boom, right here. So the law of attraction says this law introduces things, people, or events into our lives by our actions, thoughts, or emotions. All these thoughts are energies that we use to attract more energy. By producing positive energy, we will attract other positive energy. The law brings people with similar interests together.
Yes. So in law of attraction, what you seek. Now I'm gonna tell you something. You could be seeking something that's good, or you could be seeking something that's bad. I mean, you got a married woman and she wants some action because her husband just going to sleep. She goes out. She's gonna find what she's looking for. It's absolutely. I mean, she really is. You know what I mean? And that could be, bad what she did, but the law works. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't say, well, you're a good person or your morals or your values good. It has nothing to do with that. These are laws. I mean, like I said, the law of gravity.
I think that the law of attraction, I'm glad that a lot of people are familiar with the name of this law, even though they may not understand the workings of this law and how to embody this law. So I'd love to break this down a little bit.
Okay.
Before you can, first of all, you are attracting consciously, unconsciously. If you've never heard of the law of attraction, and this is your first time hearing about it, you are attracting because you are energy. So you don't get to say, because I never knew this, or because I don't study or practice the law of attraction, I am not attracting. The law of attraction is practicing you, baby. Like, it just is what it is.
So you don't have
we
to
are
give it
all
permission.
energy. You don't have to give it permission because we are all energy. Everything is energy. So a good way for you to identify what you are attracting and then start to consciously shift your thoughts so that you can attract differently is to look at your results. So here it is. I just explained to you that we are all attracting. It is law. It is universe. We are energy. We are always attracting. And so for those of you who are new to this, there should be an light bulb that goes off, an aha moment that says, oh, shoot, I'm doing this anyway. Like, I'm in the room. I am in the biddy. I'm in the room. I am here with Beyonce and I can attract just like she can attract. That itself is like enlightening. That itself should prompt you to be like, okay, let me sit up in my seat a little bit because I'm attracting. So now you want to look at your life and that will tell you what you're attracting. And if you want different and your life doesn't have to be bad or not good, you can just say, I'm ready to go to another level. If you want to go to another level, you're going to have to attract different. In order for you to attract different, let's go back to the second law, which is the law of vibration. You must vibrate on a different frequency. because you are always attracting. So if you are dealing in a situation where you're unhappy, you're broke, busted, and disgusted, your life isn't going the way that you want it to go, you are on that frequency and you are going to consistently and continually attract things at that frequency. Like there are some things that we hear about or we read about, and I have to clutch my pearls and be like, I didn't even know this exists. This could never happen to me. When people are on the internet talking about just all kind of stuff. I'm like,
a lot of stuff.
I didn't know that this was a thing because it's not a thing in my world because I'm not on that frequency. So I don't attract those types of conversations. Apply this to yourself. So before you can get knee deep in the law of attraction, you must understand vibration. This is why I started today's conversation reminding you that if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you must understand energy, frequency, and vibration. So now that you know you're attracting anyway, and you say, okay, Hyacinth, I'm in the room with Beyonce. I'm in the Biddy. I'm in the same room with you and Mr. Henderson. Y'all attracting. I want to attract too. What do you have to do to attract what you desire? You got to change your frequency. That's why it's the second law. You must change your vibration. And when you change your vibration, you must hold the vibration. We call that your dominant vibration, because a lot of times people will change the vibration. They'll get in the room and they'll get ushered out real quick. Like, you ain't even supposed to be here. Or you in here and I didn't recognize that you didn't have the decree, the diploma. I didn't recognize that you didn't have a ticket. How you stayed in here? You've been in here this long. Go ahead and chill. You're supposed to be in here. That's called holding the vibration. Let me break it down a little bit further. Then we're going to move on to the next thought. How do you hold the vibration? First of all, you must understand how to raise your vibration and what lowers your vibration, what suppresses your vibration. A lot of the stuff, because we're all energy, we're always receiving things. A lot of the stuff that you do as a part of your normal and regular day-to-day lives are lowering your vibration. Watching the news lowers your vibration. Gossiping lowers your vibration. Complaining lowers your vibration. Stealing lowers your vibration.
Everything negative.
Lying lowers your vibration.
Everything negative.
All of these things lower your vibration. And most times, think about how much you've been conditioned to roll over, hit the remote control, and turn on the TV, lowering your vibration. As soon as you wake up, you're starting to suppress yourself. Some of y'all go to sleep with the TV on, lowering your vibration.
So tell the audience, how do you
raise your vibration?
How do you raise?
How do you raise your vibration? Well, so the number one way to raise your vibration is to be in love. That's why I love Valentine's Day so much. Y'all think I just like the cookies and the candies and the balloons and the hearts and the gifts and the flowers and all that stuff. And I do. You're not wrong. However, and I like the fact that love is such a high frequency. So without getting too deep into that, let's talk about some of the things that you can do to raise your vibration. Meditation is one. As soon as you roll over onto your meditation mat, roll over onto your sit up in your bed and meditate. Meditation instantly resets everything, resets your point of attraction so that you can then start to attract from a new place. Eating high vibrational foods, eating your fruits and vegetables, exercising, laughing, traveling, seeing new things, experiencing new things, healing, going to therapy, self-reflecting, being honest, being kind. All of these things are high vibrational behaviors and activities that raise your vibration. So when you make the decision and say, I want to attract differently and I need to vibrate higher, this is why I used to tell y'all all the time, you're going to have to let go of people, places, and things, because you used to people who, as soon as you get on the phone with them, they gossiping. I mean, it's just normal.
I got it. Okay. I give you an example.
Yeah.
I give you an example.
And
like
love.
I give you an example. I was checking out RVs, and RVs, the campers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, laugh if you want to. The RVs have come a long way. And I was actually looking at how RVs have come a long way. And then I was saying, man, I was talking with this guy, Gary, and all of a sudden he says, Robert, do you know that there is a huge Black campers organization in the country and in Florida? I said, what? He says, man, they go all around the country.
I love this for you.
And listen, and they have trips and they go all the time.
I love this so much for you.
What do you love for me? You started laughing when I said
the reason I
RV.
was laughing
I
is
want to give
because
the people an example they can see. But go ahead. Tell me why you started when I said RV. Tell me why you love this for me, because I'm giving the people a law of attraction. How I was thinking about that, and all of a sudden I was talking to this guy, and he started telling me about camping
when
group
are you
organization.
buying the RV? Let's get there.
Okay,
You gonna buy it by your birthday? Can you get you an RV? The
listen.
reason why I love this for you is
What?
because RVs they are large in size.
Oh, they decked out now. People live in them.
Right.
They're not like the old campers.
Yes, and I love the old campers. Remember, I literally remember you picking me up from school and we getting in the camper and going to Disney World,
Right.
Disney's campgrounds.
You remember that?
I remember that. I love that. I love that. But the reason why I love the RV for you in particular is because it's so big that it forces you to drive slow, to reflect, to not wonder why all this stupid traffic is here, to not be upset with the traffic and all this. That is why I love this to you. It is going to be active meditation. You driving are you going to get a driver?
No, I want to drive.
You driving your RV is going to be so healing for you.
But listen, I want to go to all 50 states.
I want you to.
Okay, listen. I want to go to all 50 states.
Yes.
I want to be able to stop off, but I got to be able to still work and do what I want to do to financial planning. I got to have it where
you got Wi-Fi.
I have Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
I got to have Wi-Fi. I got to still be able to do my appointments.
Mm-hmm. You can take your grandchildren from time to time.
I may be in Colorado. I may be in New Hampshire. I may be all over the country, right? I may be, in just all over. But I want to be able to still function and do all what I need to do, whether it's invest in the stock market, we're doing annuities, we're doing life insurance, I won't miss a beat. In other words, when I can work from anywhere, and it's like my office.
You know who travels in RV? Abraham Hicks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but my point is, I was making an example of the law of attraction. How what you're thinking and what you're feeling, you really got to be careful, because it will come to you. There's something in scripture says, what I have feared to come upon me. That's true. So you got to, and that's what Heisey was talking about, vibrating low. Don't bring all that to you. Don't be fearing that you're going to get this disease or whatever. Forget about it. Don't even think about that. Just say you're going to be healthy. Like she says, you're going to be 90. I'm going to be 190.
And a great point, thoughts. The number one way to hack the vibrational frequency scale, if you may, is to control your thoughts. What are you thinking about? What you think about, you bring about.
It's absolutely, I'm telling you, it's 100%. That's why when you start off and you on a journey and you're trying to accomplish something, if you really in tune with it and it's really serious, and you're not just, you really have an agreement with your thoughts and your actions, it's impossible for the right people to come into your life on that path to help you accomplish your goal. The universe loves that. Anytime you're doing something creative and doing something constructive and doing something that's going to be uplifting and uplift your consciousness and you grow, the universe, the invisible, will come and just put people in your life to help you. That's why I say, in terms of financial planning, a lot of people say one thing and do another. You have a lot of people say they want to get their financial house in order, but do they really? They talk, but their actions say differently. Because I always use the analogy, a metaphor of we all are like squirrels. We gather our nuts, which means we have to eat some nuts, which is food. We have to spend some of our money to eat, but then you have to put some away. And that is a principle that a lot of people haven't learned, especially when you were kids. People still act like a child and they're 60 and 70 years old and just eating all their nuts and wondering why they don't have anything. So the law of attraction is very, very powerful. And it's something that you need to really understand and digest and make it second nature. Make it a part of you and your thinking and your thoughts. It has to be right there. If you want change, you have to understand these universal laws. These are your added value. This is the look you've been looking for. This is what you've been looking for, that little edge. If you want the edge in life, why we accomplish a lot, why we don't feel bad. And listen, life is going to give you ups and downs, peaks and valleys, because how bad do you want it? It's not going to be a lay down. The story about the wood and the fire, the guy was cold. If he want to get some heat, he got to take his butt out there and he's got to get some wood. That's the only way it was going to happen. So you got to sacrifice. Sometimes you say you're going to retire at 55, but it ain't time for you to retire at 55 because the numbers are not there. You got too much debt. You have to work until you're 60. It's just it. Now, if you want to refuse and break the law, then you can't break the law. You only break yourself, which means that it won't happen.
You're gonna be retiring and going back to work. We see it all the time, people.
All
We
the
see it
time.
all the time.
All the time.
Then you're angry because the number's not the math. It's mathing. It was mathing before you retired, and it's mathing after you retired.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy, which is the 8th law. This universal law states that we possess the power to change the conditions of our lives. Higher vibration consumes and transform lower ones. We are able to change the energy in our lives by understanding. I don't know that this is an accurate definition. As a matter of fact, it is not. I don't like the way it's worded. I know that it is not. Let
law
me pull
of
it up.
perpetual
Transmutation of energy.
All right, we'll come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to that. The law of relativity. In order for us to develop, we have to go through a series of problems while remaining connected to our hearts.
I just talked about that.
You sure
I
did.
did. Peaks and valleys. Relative.
This law also teaches us to compare our problems with other people's problems. No matter how difficult the situation might be, there will always be someone else in the worse position.
That's right. There once was a man that complained that he only had one pair of shoes until he ran across the man who had no feet. That's the law of relativity.
It's so wise.
There's always somebody worse than you. Your junk, what you call junk, I promise you, is somebody's treasure. It's all relative, how you look at things, how you see it. Because you see someone as beautiful, the other person don't see him as beautiful. There was a lady who was 400 pounds. There was one man that thought she was absolutely gorgeous, and he married her. You see, there's another man that look at her and he don't think that.
Let's
go. All relative.
Let's go back.
That's what relativity is. All relative.
The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law states that on an energetic level, everything in the universe is constantly evolving or fluctuating. Every action is preceded by a thought, with thoughts themselves having the power to eventually manifest our physical reality. So we talked about this in the law of attraction when we talked about thought. So going back to the beginning of the conversation when we stated that everything is energy. And that's why I said, when you start to understand this and really study this, you'll be like, I'm in a video with Beyonce. Like, I'm in the same room. It doesn't matter that I was raised in the projects. I can do this too, because it's all just energy. So this law states that on an energetic level, not the fleshly level, not the physical reality 3D level, because remember, the physical reality that you're seeing in 3D is what we call it, is a result of the dominant vibration that you previously held. At this moment right now, you can change your vibration and then change and attract different and then start to transmute energy. That's what this is saying. It's saying every action is preceded by a thought. And I love this so much because this reminds us that what we think about absolutely is essential to our evolution. So what we think about is what we bring about. I think I just said that before. So when you understand that your thoughts are going to create your worlds and you get to transmute energy, you get to actually change your world. I said something the other day. I said, we may all be on planet Earth, but we all live different realities. We all live different realities. And if you understand energy, and then you can start to think your way into a different reality, into a different world, then you'll start to use energy more efficiently. Right now, 85% of the population does not consciously use their energy. They allow their subconscious to be programmed by the things you see, by the things other people say, and then those in turn give you the thoughts.
Right.
In order for you to intentionally stimulate your mind and carve new thoughts into your mind, you must be intentional about that. And once you become intentional about that, then you'll start to understand how you can, I like to say, manipulate energy. Like, it's all just energy. What are we doing here?
Well, it's thinking, it's you doing some individual thinking. And that's one of the hardest things for people to do, because we're unconsciously, we're like robots. What we like, what we see, our five senses, we really are slaves to our five senses. So
some people.
And our five senses are not us. So when you become conscious that you're better than your five senses, what you see, what you taste, and because most of the time it's not real. I mean, just think about since you've been a child and you grew up, everything that you know to be true might not be true. What
And
if you
would you want to know?
what if you what if you was awakened to that everything that you was taught was a lie? How do you think you would feel? I mean, everything that you were taught was a lie. We spent a lot of time through grade school learning stuff that didn't really help us. Now, I'm gonna tell you one. I was telling my mom last night when I was helping her with the puzzle. Math helped me, and I still use the math.
Good for you.
But I didn't continue with architecture, so I didn't need a lot of algebra or geometry. But if I was going to continue with architectural drawing as I started, then I would have needed more of the higher math. But what I needed is what I work in. I needed addition, I needed subtraction, I needed fraction, I needed divisions, and I needed multiplication. That's it. You know what I mean? So when I never felt bad when they said, Rob, you don't take a higher calculus or whatever. I had no use for it. You know what I mean? So a lot of things that most of us have in us, and a lot of people right now never come out of the funk. They never wake up, because think about when you young, you don't really know nothing. You just hanging around your friends, you eating, sleeping, you don't really know nothing. And by the time you're 18 years old and you go to college, you learn what they want you to learn. They teach you, you put it in your brain, but you really don't know what a mortgage is. You don't even know how to survive. You don't know, you don't know what interest is or dividends, things that you're going to need. You don't know about, the cost of food. You don't know, you just don't know anything about what, health. You don't know anything. You just get a job because you finished college, and now you go work for somebody and you do what they tell you to do, whether it's putting this or do that or work on a computer. You still haven't really learned nothing. You're still not really thinking. You're just programming. And a lot of people go throughout their lives just doing things and getting enough money to eat and whatever, but they're not really thinking. Thinking is, man, it's something that you need to wake up to. And I think a lot of sadness and a lot of people are angry is because they know that they're not really being themselves. They know something is missing. That's why we're talking about these 12 universal laws of compensation, the law of attraction. And when you use these laws, you use them with self, and there you don't have a boss. But what you do is when you start learning these, you learn how to navigate so you can have a much better world and a much better life, because it's your life. And you can't blame anyone. You have got to ask, seek, and knock if you want something better.
When I think about transmutation of energy, I also think about, because we're all energy, and this goes back to the law of oneness, that we're all in one energetic field at the same time, like we're all connected. When I think about the transmutation of energy, I also am reminded that you can feel other people's energy. And this is why you can be affected, and you can affect other people if you're vibrating higher and they're vibrating lower. You ever walk into a place and the energy is off?
Yes.
And you can literally feel it.
Yes.
Because that energy,
yes.
You're now entering into that. I picture it like a little vortex.
Yes.
I picture like now you're being sucked into that vortex, and then you have a decision to make. Am I going to influence the energy here, or am I going to let the energy influence me? This is why one of the new things that people say these days is, oh, I'm matching energy. You don't want to match energy unless it's some positive, high vibrating energy. But people use it in a term like, oh, if someone treats me bad or if they do this to me, I'm going to match their energy. Why would you lower your vibration and do that? Leave.
Well, like if someone over the phone and they call you and they go, oh, hi, Heisey. How you doing?
Exactly.
How you doing, Heisey? I'm so glad to be talking to you. You at the Henderson Financial Group. I heard so many good things about you, Heisey. And you go, yeah, well, I'm Heisey.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they have a choice. Then whose energy is going to win, right?
Yeah.
So at some point I can be like, oh, hey, how you doing, girl?
Yes.
Like, what's up? Yes. Or I can be like, and then they can say, oh, you know what? You okay? I'm going to call you back.
Exactly.
I thought, because I see you on the Facebook. But I'm gonna call
Yes.
you back. Never mind. I got to run. This how you see
Right. Right. You know?
hyacinth is what they say. This is hyacinth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So think about that. Really think about that. Okay, let's move on.
As a matter of fact, as you're saying, you can call someone
Mhm.
and whoever answers the phone, you can just pick up.
Mhm.
You can pick up their energy.
Mhm.
You know, you call them and say, listen, I want to order a new phone. Yeah. Yeah, you want to order a new phone? Okay. What
Mhm.
kind of phone you want? Or there's somebody on the other line says, you want to order a new phone? Oh, we have some wonderful selections.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you about some great
Absolutely.
ones. You know?
Absolutely. It reminds me the other last week or so, I was going to pick up my son from school. He was there later. And so I'm in traffic on 75 and the time is like, I'm right, kind of like, I need to hurry. I need to be moving and I'm in traffic. So, and then I get a call from a number that I don't know. And the first thing in my mind, I was like, who's calling me? So I answer the phone, hello. And then the person says, oh, hey, this is such and such. And she says her name, which is one of the teachers that I really like. And I was like, oh shoot, hey.
Oh, you did?
How you doing?
Oh man.
Like when
so all of a sudden it changed.
Exactly. So
And people can feel that.
yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, that's energy. That's matching the frequency and getting up there with them. And most time people, you know, they want to be there, you know.
Yes.
And sometimes they may call you down and you can tell they down. You can say this person is down, let me pick them up, you know.
Yes.
But I you know, whatever, but the whole perpetual mutation of energy, it changes. I mean, it really does, and everything will change. You can't have everybody can't have the same energy all the time.
Great point.
That's the point. You know, you just don't. I don't think you would go to a funeral and go, "Hey, so and so's dead, huh?" Oh, well, he'll be all right.
Fast.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He sure tricked us all.
Yeah. Oh man, he died so fast. I mean, that's you know, you got to change the energy when you're going into everybody's moaning. You are like, yes, you know, yeah, okay. You know, you don't be like, hey, I'm Heisey. How you doing? You go in and you go, hi, yes, I'm Heisey. How you doing? You lower your energy, lower your voice because everybody's on that kind of mood, you know.
But great point, because how long do you keep that though?
Well, like they said, it changes because then you know the next day you still ain't walking around to me.
Right, and a lot of people do.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Well, some cultures say, you know, in funerals you're supposed to mourn for a whole week. Some cultures, and that's what they do, and they go to the person's house, especially the Jewish culture. That for a whole week it's supposed to be a certain type of energy. You're not supposed to be like, hey, we're going to the movies. Yesterday John died. They be like, well, hold on. I am in mourning. I'm still in mourning, you know? So it changes. And it changes from a football game. It changes, your energy changes from a wedding. You have to know. But then again, you have some people just have that monotone energy. Every time you talk to them, they're like, yeah. Ain't you happy? You just won. You just won, man. Yeah. I did.
Right. Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Did we do the law of polarity yet? The law of polarity. This law says that everything in life has an opposite, good and evil, love and fear, warmth and cold.
Trade-offs.
The key is to understanding that there are two sides of the same coin. I love this.
Yes.
I love the law of polarity. One of the things that comes to mind is that when people hate you, it's really an expression of love. They just don't know what to do with it. Like they don't know how to.
When you say law of polarity, you say hot and cold change. I just thought about 36 years of marriage. You know polarity.
It's not nice.
Anybody been married a long time, you know the law of polarity. Whether you know it or not, you in it.
And you stay in it, right?
Oh, man. Especially if they're going through menopause. Oh,
you
man.
Stay in it because you understand that tomorrow is a new day.
That's right. That's right.
And things can be different.
It may be hot today and cold.
But you have to do something to make them different. Law of polarity. Get out of the menopause conversation. Come back to me. Because I can see you like, I can't do nothing. Come back.
I do something like, hey, you in the bathtub with an umbrella? Hey, are you getting wet?
Come back. So the law of polarity. So I like this, right? So let's use one of the examples that they gave. They said love and fear. So what this means is if you find yourself in a space of fear and you look at visually as a line, like a ruler, like I am at fear and I am here. I am here and I'm at fear. If love is on the same plane, then what do I need to do to be able to move towards love? Love is not here or here where I have to jump off of this plane and go seek love. Love is on the same field. It's on the same. All I have to do, let's talk about raising my vibration with our thoughts, our actions, and things like that, so that I can move from fear to love. I remember, let me not give that example.
Well, yeah, because I wasn't following you there. When you said
What are you talking about?
I wasn't following you, I was trying to figure out.
Because you're still stuck in menopause,
no,
man.
okay, but listen, when you says the polarity,
Picture a pole.
right? Okay, but this is what I pictured. I
Okay.
pictured love and fear. Some people could love you so much
Mhm.
when you leave them
Mhm.
and you go to the store, they have fear somebody gonna get you. Somebody
Mhm.
else gonna. They're afraid. They want to cage you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
They want to hold you hostage.
That's
They
right.
don't want. I got it. So
They love you, but they're afraid, and it's love and afraid at the same time. You know, they're for it. You know.
so let's now. I love this. So let's talk about what love is,
Okay.
because love is not captive.
that's true.
Love is not captivating. So what they think they're operating is in love, but they're really operating in fear, because if they understood love, love is an action word
They
of
love your
understanding.
bathwater. They would drink your bathwater.
They are attached to you. They're not necessarily love, because if I love you, I want the best for you.
That's true.
If you want to go to the store and go with your friends, I'm not saying I love you so much, and if you love me too, you wouldn't go out. No, that's attachment. That's not love. Right. And
No,
so,
that's true.
but and that attachment is rooted in fear. So using this line, you're really in fear and you're thinking you're in love and you want to be in love, but you have to do the work to move from fear so that you can actually be in love and express love.
Okay.
Because love does not hold you hostage.
That's
Love
true.
does not give you ultimatums. Love does not say, do it my way. Love does not manipulate. That is not love. That is something else. And in your example, is fear.
Okay. So
So
that's
it's on the same thing, but you can get there.
yes.
That's the thing. You can move there.
yes.
If you over 40, your partner might not be patient with you. You're gonna have to seek you some help. Help yourself first.
I mean, I'm married 36 years. There's a whole lot of patience.
Well, because you've been married for over 36 years, you already
Yeah.
have that connection and that
Yeah,
bond.
Yeah.
But meeting somebody, that's and I was going to use this example, and I should have years ago.
Oh,
I remember meeting this guy, and he was just telling me about how his ex-girlfriend left him and his ex-wife left him, and he was never gonna love again, and he was never gonna love and
Oh,
love and love
man.
and love and love and
He
love.
said that?
Right. And so I dated him, right? And oh my gosh, when I decided not to date him anymore, oh my goodness, I had to hear about, I knew you were one of them and you were
Oh,
gonna do it too.
man.
And it's because he was still stuck in fear.
Wow.
He was still stuck
So
in that
he
place.
so
of
so
fear.
he projected it to, you know, the law of attraction. I mean, he really what he feared had come upon him.
So I'm gonna go.
You left. But you know what? I remember
I'm gonna get my grip.
I remember being a kid and I was like a teenager and this girl liked me so much and she says, "Oh man, I know I'm gonna lose you. I know, you know." And I know I kept why she kept saying that. She said, "I know I'm gonna lose you. I know other girls gonna get. I know this." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And I would always say that, but as soon as somebody else came, I left. So she attracted to us.
No, I want to keep hearing that. Why do I want to keep hearing that? Don't leave. You're gonna leave me. I'm scared.
She attracted that.
At
Oh, my
first, one
God.
time you might be like, "No, I'm not." But then after the third time, you're gonna be like, "You're right. You know what? You're right. I am gonna leave you.
Oh, that's a law of attraction.
My bad."
I mean, y'all, I'm telling y'all, these laws we're telling you about, they all in your life.
Oh, God.
Whether you recognize it or not, these laws, you cannot escape them. Either you understand them or you don't. But they working all, and you keep,
Whether you realize it or
keep
not, yeah.
you keep coming up, you know, with nothing. You working, you don't understand these laws. You really got to zero in. If you want to have a prosperous, happy, fulfilling life, you got to get up on these laws. It's like not knowing the street lights and the driving rules. You don't know what a stop sign is, a rule that you can see. You don't know what a stop sign is, but you driving. You don't know what red light, green light, yellow light mean, but you driving. You're gonna have problems.
Yeah. Let's go back really quickly because I'm still thinking about the law of polarity. Really quickly, so that person who is, and I know that this maybe we're laughing and joking and things like that, but we are not making light of the seriousness of this.
Very serious.
We're So
or
we are
death.
not making light of the seriousness of this topic. So here's something, because y'all know I like to give you something to move along. So if you find yourself in that space because life has happened, maybe life has happened and you have been hurt or whatever the case may be, you've been traumatized and you're like, I really want to love, but I am operating from a place of fear. Understand that moving from fear to love can be done if you do the work. And so here's one of the things I thought about as we were using the examples. Who is cooking down
I
there?
don't know, man. That's Antonio. Look, Italy, man. He is seasoning. We think we in Italy, boy.
My goodness.
Man, he is
If
a
I wasn't
spice
hungry
master.
then, I'm hungry now.
What?
So,
His stomach start growling, man.
my
Antonio,
goodness.
man. Antonio is a spice master.
Okay, smelling like Thanksgiving down there off his kitchen. Let me bring it
Got
back.
some
So
garlic,
so instead of being in a connection or a relationship or getting to know someone and consistently talking about how your last person left you and you're scared of love and love don't love nobody and stuff like that, instead of using your energy to focus on that, maintaining that vibration, this is second law, and attracting more of that, what you can do is use your energy to say, how can I love better? How can I learn better? How can I do better? So what you'll do is you'll shift your energy from that fear-based story, those fear-based thoughts. We talked about that you're consistently telling yourself, and figure out, like, why do I feel this way? Why am I thinking this? Do I have examples of people who are happily married and happily in love? And I'll just Google Gaga and all these things like that. Let me transfer my energy towards that so that I then can start to raise my vibration and move down the pole from fear to love. So
Yeah.
that's the action for that. I know we were laughing.
Because
But
it says the law of polarity, the law states that everything has an opposite. So the person that was saying, "Oh my God, I love you so much," as it can turn into fear. So change the unwanted thought
Mhm.
of fear. You know, you gotta, what's the opposite? You know what I mean? It's almost like it's a beautiful day. You're gonna have a picnic, and what do you do? You just keep saying, "I hope it don't rain. I hope it don't
Right.
rain. I hope it don't rain." And it's a beautiful day out there. You're gonna have a picnic and party. People, you invited people to the outing, and all of a sudden it's a beautiful day. You just keep them out. "Oh, I'm just gonna worry. I'm worried about it's gonna rain." And next thing you know, a cloud comes.
Meanwhile, because as you're focusing on hoping it doesn't rain, you haven't got the sodas, you haven't focused on all this other stuff that you could be focusing on. It's like you are enjoying what you can be enjoying because you're so stuck in that fear-based thinking of, I hope this doesn't happen. Another thing that I like to think about the law of polarity, what I see is an Easter egg hunt. Like, the eggs here. Like, remember we used to have regular eggs and then there was a golden egg.
Yeah.
It's one golden egg here. Like, we ain't leaving until we
Yeah.
find this golden egg. And polarity for me says that whatever emotion that I'm feeling now, if it's a lower vibrating emotion, in the biddy, like in the building, in the room, is a higher vibrating emotion. I can get to that. It's here. I must find the golden egg.
Another one is going out for this job. I know I'm just going for this job, but I know they ain't gonna hire me. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
Instead of using that energy to look at the qualifications, study their website, study the CEO, study all those things. So be very mindful of what you do with your energy.
Them thoughts are very powerful, man.
We've been on here for over an hour.
We have?
We sure have. Let's do the
God,
law of rhythm. We still have 2 more, maybe. I'm not sure how many, because I kind of jumped around. So let's do the law of rhythm.
Yeah.
Cycles are a natural part of the universe. Physically, you can think about the seasons on Earth. In our own lives, we can remember that integration is just as important as growth. We expect ourselves to be one way all the time, whether we are thinking about health or productivity, but it is not so. Take note of your inner rhythms and work them instead of fighting them. Feeling down, maybe it's better to give yourself some rest instead of powering through. So understanding the rhythm of life, understanding the season. You briefly touched on this when you talked about the vibration at a funeral, right? So understanding that there's a time and a place.
Right.
So there may be times, and I teach my people this as well, there may be times where your vibration dips a little bit. That means that you're having a human experience. I like to say my human side acting up. Oh, my human side was acting up. The key is not to stay there. So as you understand, just like the seasons change, it's not always going to be winter. When I walk outside now at night and it's cold, I'm like, it's not always going to be cold. In a few short months, when I'm outside, I'm going to bust a sweat as soon as I open the door in Miami, Florida.
That's right.
Right. So understanding the rhythm of your life and the rhythm of your day, even, and not staying stuck in one rhythm. Let's go on to the next one, the law of gender. And lastly, the law of gender has to do with the masculine and feminine energy that exists in all things. Love this topic.
I
Love
like
this law.
that too.
Much of our
Balance.
society has historically operated from a masculine hustle and do mentality, which does not allow for much room to just be. What do you think about that? Did I do them all? I don't think. Did we do the law of relativity? I don't think so. We'll do that one.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
I'm not sure.
Okay, we did.
We're already over an hour.
So the law of gender, masculine and feminine energies. This is really good. I like this because I think sometimes people mistake masculine for meaning men and feminine for meaning woman.
No.
And that is not the case.
No. I mean, you each and every one of us have both inside of us. We just you need to have a balance with it. One to let one come out and the other one hold back, and let the one takes the lead. But we all have it. Some people have an overload of just too much masculinity, or something.
Or is there a thing that's too much?
Yeah, because it's like a hammer. Sometimes you don't need a hammer. You just don't. You know.
What I like to say is sometimes they don't know how to wield. Is that the correct term? They don't know how to wield that energy.
Yeah.
They don't know how to use that energy. It's like, I'm gonna give you all to you at one time.
Yeah, that's just off balance. You know, I mean, that's off balance. I mean, a masculinity person, this is a hammer all the time. Sometimes you need to be a sponge
or a velvet's hammer.
But if it's a hammer, it's still banging. You know what I mean?
Not a velvet's hammer.
Okay, so it's a sponge hammer. It's a plastic hammer or something. But it's not as hard. You don't have to, and that's why you have, you know, even on the automobile, you have, you know, the brakes, and then you have the gas. You know, I mean, you know, one does one thing, the other does the other. One stops you, one helps you to go. So when you man and woman, you know, I look at the gender side, and when you're talking about the gender, man and woman, the physical part of it, I look at things more metaphysical, because I think that, matter of fact, all these laws are invisible. So when I look at masculine and feminine, I look at conscious and subconscious. See, to me, the subconscious is the female. That is the male. I'm female. And then the conscious is the male for me. You know, because he can see he's supposed to be the masculine part or whatever, but the female makes everything happen.
And going a little deeper, because the conscious, what you're conscious of, is a very active action doing, and masculine energy is very doing.
That's right.
Subconsciously is very being. You don't even know your subconscious mind is being programmed. It's just resting. It's resting in the background. And if you want to take it to man and woman and balance and harmony, the man or the masculine energy should be, in traditional, I know y'all got it twisted these days, should be the lead.
Right.
So you can break that down as man or woman, masculine. You can break that down as conscious or subconscious. Conscious and subconscious. Conscious are the things that you know. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're putting into your mind. Subconscious, that's just happening all day long. The environments that you're in, the things that you're listening to, the TV that you're watching or not watching, the books that you're reading are going into your subconscious. So it's not very upfront and present, but it's still in the building. And the subconscious is really what runs the show. Totally. So when we talk about masculine energies and feminine energy, and I recently did a YouTube video about this, and some of y'all want to tussle in the comments about a woman should be doing this. The feminine is very powerful.
Super powerful.
My goodness.
Super powerful. Everything that I have is because of my subconscious.
What?
You know? Yes, everything. You know, I mean, my masculine can say, you know, okay, I see this, do that, but then who gonna make it happen is the subconscious, the feminine, the female side of me. Really, really is. And I know that. Man, I know I just touched on something really, really deep, but it is so powerful and so true. And when you learn this, there's nothing that you can't do. And you have a partner, you have to worry about the partner cheating on you. You really don't.
And it's true, you want to take it out of the metaphysical side and bring it into 3D reality and talk about man and woman. If you are a woman, I know a lot of y'all like to fight to lead with your masculine these days. You can have that. If you are a woman who wants to rest in your feminine, understand that you really have the power.
Yeah.
You have the power, and like Mr. Henderson just said, you don't have to worry about cheating and paying bills, splitting bills.
Lying to you.
I tell people I never had these conversations. I'm not. You don't have that. So think about that. We broke this feminine and masculine down to
kind
you.
Of deep. Very
in
deep.
so many ways, but it's so good. Like I love this one. This is my jam right here.
This your slow, it's so slow
This is
jam.
my
It's so slow
jam.
jam.
This is my jam.
But see, most people don't understand it because they
Yeah.
had never heard it the way we
Yeah,
bringing
man.
it down to you. So you got to be, hope you picking up what we're putting down, and everything that's unseen is where all the power is. It
Yeah.
really, really is. I mean,
Mhm.
and if you don't believe me, you know, just think about a car. Which is more important? You know, the shiny part of the car, the motor.
That's right.
Can't really go without that motor. That's the subconscious. That's the inner things that you cannot see.
That's that feminine.
That's that feminine, you know. So that's why a lot of times, you know, people say that's Betsy. Betsy, that's my car. She. I mean, you think about
Mhm.
cars are always a female's name
Mhm.
because Betsy can
reliable.
reliable,
Gonna
and
get you
if she
there.
well, the engine gonna get you there.
That's
you know what I mean?
right.
And if you think about all of the countries, believe it or not, are she's
Mm.
feminine. And when when the woman go inside of a society, it's whacked. You can tell how well people are doing, or society is doing. All you gotta do is look at the female. So now let's go with metaphysics. Let's look at the conscious and the subconscious. The inner, if your subconscious is, if you don't lie to your subconscious, and a lot of people lie to their subconscious because the subconscious is like a black recorder. It just it picks up everything.
No matter what's going on.
No matter what's going on.
Mhm.
So now if you are the conscience, when you can see and whatever, and you just start lying and sending lies to your subconscious robot, your genie, the black box,
They gonna believe it.
it gonna believe it.
Yeah.
It's gonna believe it. So if you keep saying we the best, we the best, we the best, subconscious is gonna make sure that we are the best because it is your servant. Oh man, I'm getting deep in this.
I love this. Let's stay right here. I love it. If I could do
it really.
Love
So
it.
it's going to. So I'm telling you, but you
Mhm.
gotta you saying it. You can't. You gotta have an agreement. You gotta say, okay, subconscious. I mean, if you really, Muhammad Ali was a genius in this. Muhammad Ali would say he was the greatest. He's gonna beat this dude in the 4th round. You know, it will happen because his genie, his subconscious, the female side of him, the invisible side, it was just him. It wasn't the outer, it was the
Mhm.
inner. Everything that we need truly is the inner. That's why the creator of the heavens and the universe is amazing once you start to learn and seek and ask to find out who am I and how powerful each and every one of us doing. We've just been miseducated with this American curriculum that just got us all out of whack. Man, we really have divorced who we really are. We don't even know who we really are, really how powerful we are. So that's why when people are demonstrating a little bit that they know, you cannot be ignored. People they don't even look like you will say, he knows something.
Mhm. That's
Come
truth.
here. Come here.
That's
You're
true.
not
That's
like the
power,
others.
right?
Uh-huh. You're
That's
not
power.
like she's
Yeah.
not like the others. Come here. And you get picked because you stand out, you know,
Mhm.
like a real rose in the middle of some weeds. Weeds can act like a rose all they want to,
Mhm.
but the people that know, they know which is a weed and which is a rose. They come here. You know what I mean? And it's thinking. It's what you do. It's a relationship. Man, I'm getting too deep in this, but
I love it.
I
love this type of talk.
Miss Redhead said, I'm picking up everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss
Yeah.
Redhead, you know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know it.
Absolutely.
You know it. That's subconscious. That invisible. Yeah, all countries are females. They
That
call
feminine- that-
America
that-
she.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That feminine energy is definitely where it's at.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
I got to get to work. It's
Oh,
almost
now
2
you want to
o'clock.
go? It is almost 2:00.
It's
Look
almost
at
2
that. Look
o'clock.
how you
I
got
got a
me
lot
up
of
here
stuff.
hanging out.
I know you like. I know this your thing. That vibration and all that. I know that. Yeah, but we live by it. I need you guys to really explore, because these are the hidden secrets that you've been looking for, truly. And you don't have to blame anyone. You just have to know about them and apply them. And a lot of things will start going your way. Believe it. I'm telling you.
Interestingly enough, I've been talking about this quite frequently on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So YouTube, Hyacinth Henderson. Yeah.
Okay.
And the people have been, they want the information. So if you want to go into detail, if you want more teachings and hear it a different way and to slice it and dice it a couple times, go to my YouTube channel, check out my recent videos. I think I have like 3 or 4 of them up, and educate yourself, be enlightened.
Good.
All right. So until next time, today is Wednesday. Saturday, we will have the Understanding Money show at 9 a.m. Understanding Money Part 2 at 10:15.
Yes.
And then we'll be back next Wednesday. If you have not done so already, be sure to share this video, share it with the people that you want to be able to hack their way through life instead of living a normal, hard life. Like, you don't got to work hard, hack your way through life. Okay. Until next time, peace.